We're on. Go.
Hi there, this is Darla Rae, Film and Productions here in Denver, Colorado, and I'm here with Major John Tschirhart, World War II veteran and recent recipient of the Knights of the Legion of Honor medal right here, which is pretty awesome. And John's here in town, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the movie we're going to make about John's life. So John, tell me what it was like to receive this fantastic medal. What an honor.
I had, when the Consul of France in Houston pinned this medal on me, a multitude of memory came to mind. And I told him, I said, I only will accept this in the name of Malou, my fiancée in France, which she died in the resistance. She had the same motivation as I did. I joined the Air Corps in order to eventually be reunited with her. And she joined the resistance for the same purpose. Because when we left each other in Paris, we promised to do whatever we could to be reunited and to help in the liberation of France.
So John's story is very unique and interesting. John was born in the United States, outside of San Antonio, in San Antonio, Texas. And he moved to France when he was 5 months old. So you basically grew up in France.
Yes, yes.
So you're...
Yeah, until I was 21 years old.
And then the invasion came with the Germans, and you were forced
Yeah,
to leave.
and
Tell
then-
us a little bit about that.
Well, one particular event that sort of scared me, Malou and I and my co-worker Jacques Bérard, who was the accountant in the refinery where I worked as the assistant bookkeeper. And three of us were having, I think, a Suzano, a typical French cocktail. And here comes in a restaurant a German policeman and a gendarme. They were looking for Americans and Jews. Not the Frenchmen, but the Germans. And they came to us to get our IDs. So they go to my friend Jacques Bérard, but although he was a Jew, but his ID did not show. So the gendarme turned to to the colonel and said, he's okay. Then they asked my girlfriend for her ID. She forgot her bag, she didn't have any ID. But the gendarme happened to know his family, so he turned to the German and he said, don't worry about it, I know her family, she's okay. Then they came to me and I gave him my driver's license. And on the upper right corner of my driver's license was nationalité américaine. American nationality. The gendarme kept the ID away from the German, and he was troubled. And he looked at me and he winked. He turned to the German. He's okay. Had it been be for this, I would not be here talking to you.
So John has quite a remarkable story, as you can tell, just from that little snippet right there. And so we are going to be working with John to develop his story. There's so much, obviously, with a 94-year-old World War II vet. There's a lot of history here. And I will share a little tidbit. One of my favorite pieces is that John actually served under Jimmy Stewart. And yes, that is the Jimmy Stewart from Hollywood. So tell us just a little bit about your first experience meeting your commander.
I was second lieutenant at the time, and before we are assigned overseas, we go to some pre-combat training. And I was assigned to go and fill. And the squadron commander, my squadron commander, what happened to be Jimmy Stewart. He was a major. And when the sergeant brought me into his office, he said Sir, Lieutenant Tschirhart is here, because he knew that I was coming, because he had got my orders and all that. He said, okay, bring him in. And he had his feet, he had his feet, and I was like, yeah. And very, very nonchalant. Okay, and of course I saluted very, in a very military wise, you know. And okay, Sarge, take him to the barracks and have him meet his crew. So that was it. And the sergeant gave him the orders, and then he took me to the barracks, and that's how I met my crew. Now, throughout my training there for about 2-3 months, that was the last event in my training before I transferred overseas. We have a nice segue there, because I'm practicing bombing over the capital of Boise. You know? And so from practice with my bomb sight and drop my bomb on the Boise Capitol, then we segue to me during a mission in England. You know, that's how. But during those 3 months that I was in Boise, Idaho, Jimmy Stewart and I were often watching the film all alone. He used to be way in the back, and always he had the feet up. Always he had the, you know, somewhere he always had to have his feet up, you know. And then I was sitting in the front, you know. So a lot of time, he and I were the only spectators.
So that's a great story, and we're just starting to embark down on the path of putting this film project together. And John's fiance, Malou, who was part of the French Resistance, as he told you, this film is really dedicated to the forever love. And we want to help John get this movie made. He's been carrying this story for 70 years and has not been able to get it off the ground. And so we'd like your help. Anybody that's a veteran, anybody that loves world history, if you just love a great love story, we hope that you will contribute to our campaign to help bring this to the big screen for John. Thank you.